Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga for Beginners channel. I'm Svetlana. Today's video is a yoga practice you can do the very next day you did a back workout at the gym. And of course, it will be targeting muscles of our back, hip flexors and legs. One alignment I always mention during a yoga class, maybe not so clear if you didn't do other classes I posted on YouTube. So what I always ask during a yoga class is to find inner spiral rotation of your thighs, meaning the thigh bone I ask to rotate inward. In this position, we plug the very top of our thigh bone, the femoral head, into our hip socket so that our hip joint is safe when we practice or do any stretches. At the same time, when we rotate our thighs inward, you can see our knees follow. To realign our knees back with our feet and our toes, we need to squeeze shins toward one another so that we're rotating thighs in, but squeezing shins to the midline, we're realigning the very middle of our kneecap with our second toe. In this position, we keep our hip joint, knee and ankle in one straight line, and then we are safe to practice. And we'll be starting in child pose. When you do child pose, make sure to put the very top of your forehead, almost your hairline to the floor, so your neck long. And also when you do stretches, make sure to lengthen your breath, because when we lengthen our breath, we deepen our stretch much more. We'll just try it in child pose. First, just find your child pose. Arms in front of you, the very top of your forehead on the floor. First, just breathe as you usually normally breathe. And feel how much stretch you get in your body. Now deepen, lengthen your stretch, your breath. You can breathe in for 2 counts and exhale for 2 or 4 counts. And feel now your stretch is much deeper. We'll have 4 more breaths here. Feel how your rib cage expands to the side and up to the ceiling. Feel how your hips melt toward your heels when you exhale. 3 more breaths. Keep your breaths nice and long. With your next inhale, move forward to your hands and knees. Cat and cow breath. We'll just pause a little bit longer in our cat position. Inhaling, move your chest forward. Keep your chin tucked in. Drop your belly. Now round your back, first your tailbone, then your sacrum, lumbar area, and then your upper back, and breathe. 5 breaths. Feel expansion of your rib cage, of your back. Two more breaths. Inhale again. Move your chest forward, keep your chin tucked in, and then round your back. 5 breaths. will simply move, inhaling chest forward, exhale to round your back. Inhaling chest forward, exhale, round. One more last time. Inhaling chest forward, exhale, round your back. Then come first to neutral position and then child pose one more time for 5 breaths. Inhale, move forward, and now start walking your hands to the right. When you feel gentle pull on your left side, now press your heels down toward your heels. Again, keep watching your breaths. Breath nice and long. With your next inhale, move forward and then walk your hands to the middle, then to your left, and press your hips down. Feel your breath. Feel how you stretch muscles on the right side, even all small intrinsic muscles between your ribs. 2 more breaths. Inhale and move forward and walk your hands back to the middle. Now, gentle twist. Move your right arm up and then keeping your hips where they are. Just thread your right arm under your left. Head on the floor. 5 breaths. Make sure you didn't move, you shifted your hips. They stay as if you are still in your hands and knees position. Inhale into untwist, and then your left arm up. And move it threaded under your right arm and left side of your head on the floor, and breathe. Keep your hips aligned with your heels. Inhale and untwist. And then keep pressing your hands to the floor. Make sure your carpal tunnel doesn't touch the floor. Press corners of your hands to the floor. Your fingertips. Tuck your toes under and move to your downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, make sure to bend your knees and to step forward to shorten your dog as much as you need, so that you can keep straight line between your wrist, shoulder, and your hips. 5 breaths. Look forward, release your knees to the floor, and we'll step our right leg forward, then left leg forward, come into a deep squat. If deep squat is not the very comfortable position for you, you can always put some support under your hips. And now, keeping your palms to touch, press your upper arms against your thighs, and thighs against your upper arms, and lengthen your spine. Watch your breath. 5 nice long breaths. and then turn your toes in, your feet apparel, and then fold forward. Keep your knees bent as much as you need. Ragdoll forward fold. Hold your elbows, or you can support yourself on your shins. Keep pressing your heels down. Relax your upper back completely. 5 breaths. And slowly roll yourself up 1 vertebra at a time. You can roll your shoulders forward, up and back, and relax your shoulders. Next, we'll do a forward fold, keeping our arms in eagle position. And I know this position not accessible for everyone, especially if you have huge shoulders and upper back. So there are 3 variations we can do. We can just simply do a bear hug, keeping our holding our shoulder blades. We can connect our forearms in this position, or we can just wrap in this position, like one arm around, and keep our palms to touch. So choose your variation, and we do forward fold. For forward fold, make sure you keep your back completely straight and you never ever fold from your lumbar area. So find your own variation for your arms. If it's a bear hug, just keep your right arm on top. Maybe connect your forearms, or maybe find a full eagle arms position. Finding your arms, engage your legs, rotate your femur, your thigh bone inward, squeeze your shins to the midline, lengthen your spine, engage your core, bend your knees as much as you need, and fold forward, hinging from your hip. Your back stays straight. Keep pressing your heels down. Make sure your hips not moving back, they're on top of your heels. 5 breaths. Find your deepest position and breathe. Keep pushing shoulders back. With your next own inhale, press your heels down and rise up. And release your arms down and relax your shoulders. Other side. If you, in bear hug, you kept your right arm on top, now bring your left arm on top. Halfway or full eagle arms. Engage your legs, finding inner spiral rotation, squeezing your shins to the midline. Inhale and hinge from your hips. Heels press to the floor. Find the deepest position for you. Lengthen your spine even more and breathe. Nice long breath. Next, inhale to rise and release your arms and relax your shoulders. Now we'll just do variation of sun salutation with some postures. Come to the top of your mat, keeping your feet as wide as your hips. Find inner spiral rotation of your legs. Push your shins toward one another. And then clasp your fingers behind your head. Push your head toward your hands. You can feel that your upper back much relaxed right now. Now release your arms down and keep this position in your upper back, core engaged. 5 breaths. Nice long breath. With your next inhale, move your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees. Keep your hips above your heels. Heels pressed down to the floor. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Place your hands to the floor and step back to your downward facing dog. Shorten your dog. Bend your knees as much as you need so that you can keep straight line between your wrists, shoulders, and hips. Nice long breaths. One more. Now step your left leg forward between your hands. If needed, you can always release your knees to the floor before that. Step your right leg slightly forward so that you keep approximately 3 feet between your heels. First, just square your hips forward and keep the same energy in your legs as we had in mountain pose. So you press your feet to the floor, finding inner spiral rotation of your thighs, and at the same time squeezing your legs toward one another. Inhale, lengthen. Hinge from your hips forward. Keep your back straight. Find your deepest position where you can still keep your back straight and breathe. Keep lengthening forward, pushing your crown forward. With your next inhale to rise, parallel your feet, and then just turn to the other side. Square your hips. Pull your leg toward one another. Engage your core and hinge from your hips. Make sure you're pushing your right foot down towards the floor. You're not putting all your weight forward. Your weight evenly distributed between your two legs. 3 more breaths. Keep lengthening forward. Keep base of your neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Inhale into rise. Parallel your feet and step forward. Finding your mountain pose. 5 deep breaths. Inhale and moving your arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Keep your hips above your heels. Inhale and halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, fold, and step back to your downward facing dog. Again, adjust your dog as needed so that you keep straight line between your wrists, shoulders, and your hips. And of course, keep your knees bent as much as you need. Look forward. If needed, release your knees to the floor first and step your right leg forward. Bring your back foot a little bit closer, 3 feet between your heels. Find your hands on your hips first. Lengthen up. We'll be folding and twisting at the same time. So keep lengthening your spine. Keep energy in your legs. Fold forward. Now release your hand either to your thigh or to your shin. Lengthen even more. Keep pressing your back foot to the floor and turn your belly to the right. Make sure you're not twisting from your lumbar area, only from your lower back. Your tummy moves to the right. Lengthen even more. Keep your hand either on your hip, or you can move your arm up. 5 breaths. Nice long breaths. Exhale, release, and then parallel your feet and find yourself on the other side. Lengthen up, folding forward. Hand goes either to your thigh or to your shin. Make sure you to skip your knee. Inhaling forward, and then turn your belly toward your left leg and lengthen even more. Breathe. Again, make sure you're turning your tummy. The rest of your body just follows. Maybe your left arm up, and breathe. Exhale, release. Parallel your feet and step forward. Relax. 5 deep breaths. Relax. Then find again energy in your legs, in your core. Inhaling arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your downward facing dog. Now step your right leg forward. Double up your mat if needed to support your knee. And squeeze your legs to the midline so that your hip joint is safe when you do your stretches. Engage your core, stay low. Engage your core more, and if you like, you can go up higher. 5 breaths. Release your hands to the floor. Step back to your downward facing dog, and then change your leg. Double up your mat. Push your legs toward one another. Keep energy in your legs, core strong, and maybe move higher, keeping your hands above your knee. Shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing. Tailbone pointing down. Exhale, release. Move back to your downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Look forward, step forward, inhaling halfway lift, exhale to fold, and inhaling to rise. Keep pressing your heels down, and exhale, release. 5 breaths. Engage your legs, engage your core, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhaling halfway lift, Exhale, step back to your downward facing dog. Now from your downward facing dog, release your knees to the floor and step your right leg forward. Now move your right foot to the right, to the edge of your mat, and bring your right arm inside. Push your legs toward one another. Push your right leg against your right shoulder and lift your back knee up. Lengthen forward. You can stay here. If you need support, you can use blocks or any support so that you can stay higher, because we want to keep our back straight. If you are quite flexible, again, you can keep your hands on the floor, or you can bring your elbows to the floor. If your elbows on the floor, make sure you push your right knee toward your right shoulder and you lengthen through your spine. Find your position, 5 breaths. Keep pushing right knee against your right shoulder. Release your left knee to the floor and we'll switch our legs. Step your left leg forward. Move your left foot to the left side of your mat. Keep blocks if needed, ready to use if needed. Push your legs toward one another, your left knee against your left shoulder. Tuck your back toes under and then lift your back knee up. Again, 3 variations. You can stay on your support, your blocks, or anything you can find. You can stay on your hands, on your palms, or you can put your forearms to the floor. Keep pushing your left knee toward your left shoulder, lengthen through your spine, 5 breaths. Keep pushing your chest forward. Chin still tucked in. We keep our neck long. And slowly release your pose and we'll rest in child pose, the very top of your forehead on the floor. 5 breaths. And slowly walk your hands back. We'll continue our practice on the floor. If you know that you need some support when you sit on the floor to keep your back straight and perpendicular to the floor, grab your block, grab a pillow to support your body. And first, we'll do a stretch for our glutes. Cross your legs. Lengthen through your spine. And then spider your fingers forward. As any forward fold, make sure you are hinging from your hips. You are not rounding your lumbar area. Find your deepest position. Keep your back straight, 5 breaths. Nice long breath. Walk your hands back and change your leg. Now your left leg in front. Lengthen through your spine and walk inch by inch your fingers forward. Make sure your back is not rounded. Press your hips down. Find your deepest position. 5 breaths. Shoulders relaxed. And slowly walk your hands back. Relax your legs. You can shake your legs if needed. Gentle twist. Keep your left foot flexed. Bend your right knee and place your heel in front of your sit bone. Use your right arm. Use this leverage and lift yourself up. Keep your core strong. Now we wrap our left arm around our right leg. Lengthen up first, then turn your tummy toward your leg, not your upper body. Support yourself with your right hand at the back. 5 breaths. Deep, nice breath, shoulders relaxed. Inhale and untwist, and then switch your leg. Flex your right foot, bend your left knee, keep your heel in front of your sit bone. Lift yourself up from your tailbone up to your crown. Then right arm around your left leg. Inhale to grow. Turn your tummy. The rest of your body just follows. 5 breaths. Inhale to untwist and extend your legs and relax your legs. Now we'll do one forward fold. If you know that you need something to help you in your forward fold, you can grab a strap or simple bathrobe belt. Keep yourself sitting on the floor, feeling your sit bones on the floor. If needed, just manually move your flesh back. And now place your strap, if needed, above your arch. Keep your knees bent as much as you need. And keeping your back straight, fold from your hips, moving your tummy toward your thighs. If your belly touches your thighs, then you can start straightening your legs, but make sure it doesn't lead to this position when you round your lumbar area. So keep your back straight, straighten your legs only as far as you feel it's needed to feel stretch in your calves, your hamstrings, and we breathe. Shoulders relaxed, base of your neck relaxed, core strong, keep lengthening through your spine forward. And slowly release and relax your legs. Now we'll do our hip flexor stretch and gentle hip openers, and then we'll be done with our practice. Find yourself lying down on the floor. Then lift your right leg up, flex your foot. Make sure you're pressing pinky side a lot. Tendency always will be this way. So press pinky side toward your knee. Keep this flexion and then place your right ankle above your knee on your thigh. You can stay here simply pressing your right leg away from your chest. Make sure your hips don't move. Or you can find deeper stretch. You can thread your right arm between your legs. Clasp your fingers under your knee and your thigh. Keep flexion in your both feet. Press your shoulders down, your hips down, and start deepening your stretch. Right knee moves away from your chest and left knee toward your chest. Again, hips press to the floor, tailbone press to the floor. 3 more breaths.
slowly release. Before we'll do other side, you can just shake your legs to relax them. Now, right foot on the floor. Lift your left leg up, flex your foot. You find straight right angle between your foot and your shin. Now place your ankle and your thigh above your right knee. Make sure your hips don't shift. They glued to the floor. First variation, you can press your knee simply away from your chest, or you can thread your left arm between your legs, keeping your both feet flexed. Press your shoulders to the floor, press your hips to the floor, your tailbone to the floor, and start deepening your stretch for 5 breaths. Nice, long, deep breath. Just a reminder, your hips press to the floor, they don't move. With your exhale, release. To relax our legs, move your feet to the side, to edges of your mat, maybe even wider, and simply drop your knees side to side. One more hip flexor stretch, happy baby pose. You can bend your knees toward your chest. Put your arms between your legs. Flex your feet and hold outer edges of your feet. Shoulders down to the floor, tailbone down towards the floor, and then start moving your feet to the side. Eventually, we want to find our feet parallel to the ceiling. 5 breaths. Shoulders relaxed, tailbone is moving towards the floor. Slowly release, relax your legs. And before we rest in Shavasana, gentle twist. Left leg in front of you, right knee bent, right foot in front of your thighs. Shift your hips to the right a couple of inches, and then drop your knee to your left. Support it with your left hand. Open up your right arm, palms facing to the ceiling. You can look up, you can look to the right. And relax. Now we breathe naturally, however it happens. With inhale and twist, switch your side. Right leg extended in front of you, left foot on the floor, and then shift your hips to your left, and then drop your knee to your right. We shift our hips before we twist to keep straight line between our ankle, hip joint, and our shoulder. Your head can be to the left or looking to the ceiling. 5 breaths. Inhale into and twist, and then find yourself lying down flat on the floor. If it's not comfortable for your lower back, you can always put a pillow under your thighs, arms, palms facing up, or you can place your palms to your tummy and close your eyes. Relax your forehead, temples, cheeks, jaw, Relax your shoulders, right arm, left arm, rib cage, hips, right leg, left leg. Inhale, sigh out, relax completely for 3 more minutes. Make sure not to skip corpse pose or Shavasana in Sanskrit. That's the pose when our body goes back to balance, to its homeostasis. And from my own experience, I notice if I skip Shavasana, I always feel tired after yoga class. Relax and rest. Slowly start moving your fingers, your toes, deepen your breath, and let yourself to roll over to your right hand side, supporting your head in fetal position on your right upper arm. And then slowly press yourself up. We're done for today. Keep working on your flexibility. It's very important. It's closely related to our strength and speed when we move. And from my own experience as a teacher, I know some strong people come to yoga classes only after they injure themselves. I believe it's better to prevent our injuries instead of working and healing them after.